So we'll get started now. Recording is being started by Rachit sir. And to start with, this dynamic user group is being run by, headed by solely by Rachit Garg, who is an MVP, and supported by Deepak Agarwal, who is also an MVP. Then Satya Kejriwal, who is a functional director, and then Umesh. This is our group handles. If you see, we have Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube channel. So anything recording which goes in will be visible there. In case you want to volunteer, or in case you want to run the next, you want to present in this particular forum, you can reach out to any of our volunteers, group volunteers, and then we will be able to, take this ahead. Request you to please guys mute yourself if you're not speaking in the relevance of the session. This is our YouTube channel having D365 user group India. That's our handle. All the recordings are actually there, and mostly it will be processed within 1 or 2 days. Okay. Okay, so today's session is by Anshika Gupta. She is an Dynamics Finance and Operation Technical Consultant from Atishunya. She's also recently did her MCT, and the session is all about how to configure and manage batch jobs in finance and operations. So I think most of the functional technical admins do configure batch jobs here and there. So let's get started, dive in. So without wasting the time, I will ask Anshika to get started with her introduction.
Yeah, thank you, Amish. Thank you for this introduction. It's great.
Sure, you can share the screen. I can validate if it is working for you or not.
Screen is visible.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. Anshika, your voice is also not audible. Anshika, you're not audible.
Screen is visible, guys.
Yes, it is visible, and you're audible as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so let's start. Good evening, everyone. I'm Anshika Gupta. I'm delighted to be part of this session with you today. I'm currently work as a technical consultant specializing in Microsoft Dynamics 365 FNO. Over the past 2 years, I have been involved in D365fo development, customization, and support for live client implementations, which has given me valuable hands-on experience with real-world business scenarios. I am also a Microsoft certified trainer and hold the following Microsoft certification like Azure Fundamental, Azure AI Fundamental, MB500, and now MCT. And in addition to Microsoft Dynamics 365, I have worked with Azure Cloud, machine learning, data science, and X++ development. Before we begin, I would like to briefly outline this session flow. In the first few slides, we will discuss on some theoretical concept and real-world examples to establish context. After that, we will move into the practical aspects and discuss them in more detail. I hope this session provide value for everyone, regardless of their level of experience. I encourage an open discussion throughout this session. So, and I would like forward to learning from your perspective as well. So thank you for joining, guys, and let's get started. So firstly, let's start by understanding what we will cover today. So in Dynamic 365 Finance and Operation, many business process need to run automatically in the background, like such as posting, report generation, and integration, and other scheduled activities. So batch jobs help us automate these process efficiently without affecting the user experience. So in this session, we will first look at the practical demonstration to see batch jobs working in the actual application. Like once we have that practical understanding, we will discuss the underlying concepts and configuration options and scheduling, monitoring, and best practices. And by end of the session, we will understand not only what batch jobs are and also how to configure, manage, and use them effectively in real world D365 FNO implementations. So firstly, understand what a batch job actually is. Okay, so a batch jobs is D365fo finance operation is an automated process that runs in the background. Like this means the system can execute heavy tasks without stopping the user from working on the screen. Like for example, if you post thousands of invoices or recalculate inventory, you don't went to a system to fridge. Okay, like so T365 sends that work with bad jobs, like which runs quietly in the background. So, like background execution is like means the process run on the server, not on your screen. Like so, you can continue doing great other work and creating orders, checking reports, like while the batch job is running. So once a batch job is started, so for example, like it does not need any user actions. Like the system take care of everything, like processing, validation, and completions without asking the user to click anything. So, what the use case of batch jobs is, we use batch jobs for all heavy and repetitive process like posting sales invoices, inventory recalculations, and importing and exporting data, and like system cleanup tasks. So any process that takes time to need to run regularly in handled through batch jobs. So, in simple terms, we can understand this. Whenever a process is large, slow, or scheduled, D365 runs it as a batch jobs, keep the system fast and stable. So, this is the whole process. Is like what is the batch job and what is the use case of batch jobs. Now, let's move to the next slide. So, now what we understand what a batch job is like, let's talk about why both batch jobs are essentials. Like in real business environments, the system handle huge volume of data, like invoices, inventory, transaction, and integrations, right? So if all the processing runs in real time on the screen, the system becomes slow and sorry, the system becomes slow and unstable. Like bad job solves this problem by moving heavy work to the background. So this is why we use bad jobs. So firstly we can see that like using bad jobs, we improve system performance. Like bad jobs offload instance operation from the user interface. So instead of slowing down users, the system processes large tasks in the background, like keeping the application fast and like responsive. Okay. The second one is why the batch jobs we are using, like it handles large data volumes. Like in real projects, we don't process 10 or 20 records, right? So we process thousand of or million data, right? So batch jobs are designed to handle this scale efficiently and accurately, right? Now, many times we enable scheduling and automations, like batch jobs allow us to schedule tasks, like for example, run invoice posting every night or import data every hour. Okay, so this removes manual work and reduce human errors. Now, the fourth one is reduce user dependency. Means once a batch job is scheduled, okay, for example, it runs automatically. So users do not have to monitor or trigger it again and again. So this system takes care of everything. So imagine posting 10,000 invoices manually, correct? It would slow down the system, but with a batch job, for all that happens smoothly in the background without impacting users. I will show you the practically like how can we schedule batch jobs. Now this slide show the life cycle of a batch job, like from the moment we create it and until it finish running. Like think of it like a journey that every batch of flow inside D365fo. Like firstly we create job, like first a user or a system create a batch job. For example, when we schedule invoices posting or inventory recalculation, we are actually creating a batch job. Okay. Now the second is be sent to queue. Like once created, the batch job is placed in a batch queue. Like this queue is like a waiting line, like where jobs are stored until a server is available to process them. Now, third one is server picks jobs. Like now the D365 servers check the queue. Okay, like pick up the next job and on priority and availability. This is fully automatic, like no users is involved. Hope so. Everything is understand. Sorry. Now, fourth one is running background. So the job is when then executed in the background on the server. Like users can continue. Sorry. The job is then executed in the background on the server. Like users can continue working in D365 while job is running. After that, we have update status. Like after the sorry. After the job finished, the system update the status like such as finished, error or waiting. So we can track what happened. Like in short, a bad job is created, queued and picked by the server, like executed in the background. So then it result is updated for us to monitor. So this is how D365 safely or efficiently handles heavy business processes. Hope so everything is clear. Now let's move to the
Yes.
next slide. So once the batch job is created and running, the next important thing is monitor, like its status. So in D365 FNO, every batch job always has a, sorry guys, give me a moment. So in D365 FO, every batch job always has a status that tell us exactly what is happening, like waiting, executing, and cancelled error. Okay, so first is waiting. Like waiting means like the job is in the queue and is waiting for a batch server or become available. Like this usually happens when many jobs are running at the same time. Correct? Now the second one is executing. We use executing means the job is currently running on the batch server. Like the system is actively processing the task in the background. Now, third one is finished. This means the job completed successfully without any error. Okay, like this is the status we always want to see, correct? Now, fourth one that we never want to see. Error means something went wrong. It could be missing data, like validation issue or a technical problem. When we see this status, we need to check the batch job log to find the root cause. Now, fifth one is cancelled. So cancelled means the job was manually stopped by a user before it finished. Okay. So in real projects, monitoring bad jobs mainly means checking this status and reacting quickly if we see waiting for too long an error. So this helps us keep business process running smoothly. Now let's move to the next slide. So far, we have seen what batch jobs are and how they run. Okay. Now let's understand what is batch group. So which are very important for performance and control. So what is a batch group? A batch group is a simply a logical group of batch jobs that run on specific batch servers. Instead of sending all jobs to all servers, we organize them into groups, like so the workload is handled properly. But the question is why batch job groups are really needed. So in real projects, many batch jobs run at the same time. Like if everything runs on one server, the system becomes slow, correct? So batch group help us distribute the workload across server so performance stay stable. Now, the question is performance and load management. Like by using batch groups, heavy jobs are sent to powerful servers, like light jobs go to normal servers, and no single server gets overloaded. Now, the resource allocation means critical jobs like financial posting or inventory update can be assigned to dedicated server, so they always run reliably. Now, let's suppose financial job run in batch and inventory jobs run in batch, right? So this separation makes the system faster and easier to manage. So batch groups are the way D365 ensure that batch jobs run efficiently and securely and without overloading the system. Okay, guys. Now let's move the next slide. So, one of the biggest advantage of batch jobs in Dynamic 365 FNO is that they can be scheduled very flexibly. Okay, just like a con job. Like we decide when a job start, often it's run, and when it should stop. Correct. So initial execution time, like this is where we define when the job run full for the first time. Okay, the exact date and time. For example, we can schedule invoices posting to start at 11 p.m. when users are not active, correct? So that is second one is recurrence patterns. Here we decide how often the job should repeat. Like it can repeat daily, weekly, monthly, or every few minutes, like depending on business needs. Now, third one is end condition. So we can also control how the job should run. Like we can give an end date or let it run forever until someone stops it. So scheduling in D365 is very powerful. Like it allows to fully automate business process like without manual effort, like ensuring work happens at the right time in the background. Now, like creating and scheduling batch jobs in only half of the work, right? The most important part in real project is monitoring and troubleshooting them. So, suppose like in D365fo, we monitor all batch jobs from one central place, which is system administration. Like firstly, we have to go system administration, inquiries, and batch jobs. So this screen show all batch jobs in the system, like their current status, like waiting, executing, and finished. And also it had start and end time. So whatever the job succeeded or failed. So which what is the important point here? So the important point is like this batch jobs screen is not visible for all users, like only users who have a system administrator access or IT technical roles can view and monitor batch jobs. So normal business users usually do not have access to this screen. Like what is the common issue we have faced in this? Just job stuck in waiting. So if a job is waiting for a long time, it manually means no batch server is available or the batch group is wrong. It could be anything. Second is job in error. Like if the status is error, it means the job failed. Like we must open the job and check the log to understand what went wrong. And no batch jobs server assigned is also assigned. Like if no batch server is assigned to the batch group, the job will never run. Like so we always need to like make sure a server is properly configured. So in real life D365 projects, monitoring batch jobs is a daily activity, like by checking the status and logs, and we make sure all automated business process are running smoothly. Now let's move to the next slide. Batch jobs are very powerful, but get to the best performance from D365. We must follow some best practices here. This help keep the system fast, stable, and reliable. So first one is utilize batch groups. Like always use batch groups to distribute the workload. Like this ensure that heavy and light jobs don't fight for the same server resources. Correct. Now the second one is off-peak scheduling. Like we should schedule heavy jobs like invoice posting or data import during off-peak hours, like such as late night, so users are not impacted. Third one is split large tasks. Like instead of running well-used job, it is better to split into smaller jobs. Like this improve performance and make error handling easier. Now the fourth one is regular monitoring. Like batch job should be checked regularly, like by monitoring the status and logs. Also, we can detect problems like early and prevent business disruptions. So these best practices help us run batch job efficiently and ensure that D365 finance operations perform smoothly in real world environments. Now, let's move to the last slide. So, before we close, let's quickly summarize what we have learned today in theoretical part. Like we have seen the batch jobs are a critical part of automation in D365 FNO. They help us the system process heavy and repetitive tasks efficiently in the background. Also, we learn how batch jobs work, like their architecture, status, scheduling, also batch groups and best practices, which are all essential skill for everyone working in real D365 projects. So now the next step is practices. I strongly recommend you to go to into your D365 environment and try like creating a batch job, scheduling it, and monitoring it status. So this hands-on experience will help you understand how everything work in real life. So with this knowledge, you are now better prepared to work with automation and perform management in D365 FNO. Now, what we have understood the concept, let's move to the system and see how all of this work practically in D365 FO. Sure. So I'm sharing my screen again.
So,
Yes, Umesh.
so with the finance and operation application environment, Anshika means that you should apply in first dev and test, and obviously UAT, and then do something in production. So don't go blindly in production and do something. Okay, so absolutely not recommended.
Yes,
Just a
yes.
note.
Mhm. Yeah. So yeah, I'm sharing my screen. Okay, so this is my UAT environment, UAT D365 FNO environment. For creating batch jobs, firstly go to this modules. So we have a lot of modules here. So we have to select system administration. Now go to this inquiries options. Now you can see the batch jobs option. Now click on this. So you can see here lot of batch jobs, like some batch job status is withhold, some is waiting as we discussed earlier. also scheduling time, active period, and created by. Okay, so now let's create a new batch job. So this is the like a central workspace for managing batch jobs. From here, we can create, schedule, and monitor as earlier discussed. So firstly, for create new job, we have to write here job description. So I'm writing here demo. Okay, so the job description served as the badge job name. Like it should always be meaningful and easy to identify for support and operation teams in future. Okay, so badge jobs created for training and understanding badge framework. Now we have to select by user. So this run by field determines the security context under which the badge job executes. Like this selected user must have the necessary permission required by the process. So you can see here my name Anshika. Now we have to select status. Always remember initially the job remains in withhold status, like meaning it is not yet eligible for execution. Okay. Now this setup we have to do in batch job. And let's go down. In batch task, we have to select new one. Click on new one. You can see here status is already withhold task description. So here we have to write, we have to fill value here. So demo batch task. So this identify the purpose of the task being executed. You can see, sorry, wait. You can see here class name. So select any available standard batch class. Like in real world implementations, this could be either a standard Microsoft batch class or a custom X++ batch class like developed for a specific business requirement. So I'm choosing that one. You can see the class description is already filled. Here we have to select any company. So this specify the legal entity in which the task will execute. So I'm choosing this one. Now go to this recurrence part. Here, as we discussed, we have to schedule date. Okay. So firstly, I'm selecting a date like today's date. I'm selecting today's date and tomorrow and time is 8 p.m. I'm scheduling a batch job for 8 p.m. Okay. You can schedule time zone also, select time zone also, and I have to end this after 5 minutes. So I'm choosing the 5 minutes. Okay, here recurrence pattern is I want to change this batch jobs after 5 minutes. Also, you can refresh the batch jobs like recur. We typically provide a small buffer like before execution to allow the system to schedule the job properly. So I am choosing this six, like after six, after every 6 minutes, it can prefer refresh. Okay, so you can choose the hours, days, week, months, years. It's all up to us and our business needs. Now save this. Also save this batch job here. And one more thing, we can also change status here. Like this one is withhold, cancel, and waiting. But firstly, don't change this. Just save this batch job and go back to your home page. So I created this batch job and you can see this is hold. So I'm changing this with waiting here. And now, okay. Now I want to see the active periods, okay, like monitor. So firstly, go to the system administrations. And in setup option, we have active periods for batch jobs. Like active periods define when batch jobs are allowed to run. Like organization often use this feature to schedule heavy processing, like during non-business hour. So you can see here, like we can schedule off hours, and also we can schedule batch jobs for lunchtime. Okay. Now, where we can monitor our execution. Okay, so for this, go to the system administration session and go to the inquiries. And here again, go to the batch jobs and refresh this screen. Also used to monitor the life cycle and execution status of batch jobs. So here we can see like batch job status, like in hold and withhold, and you can monitor also your batch jobs. Like I want to see my batch job, so it so my schedule is 12. Okay, so this batch jobs are today. Okay, so if we see the status error, means this area provide detailed error information and helps consultants troubleshoot issue efficiently. So these bad jobs are in waiting. Waiting means this screen is also used to monitor like the life cycle. Okay. So once you understand, so that's it. Like how can we create and monitor bad jobs? Most important thing is once you understand the batch job framework, including job task and scheduling and batch groups and server configuration and troubleshooting business processing, D365 FNO becomes much easier. Like batch jobs are the backbone of background processing and in D365 FNO, and also ensuring critical business operations run efficiently and automatically. Yeah, so thank you everyone for your time and attention. I hope this session helped you understand the bad job framework in D365FO. So if you have any questions, so I would like me to explain any topic again, please feel free to ask.
Hello, everyone. Yeah. So thank you, Anshika. Do you have any questions? Anyone having any questions we can discuss? We have ample time. Anshika finished this before. So it's a good time to connect and see if any question we can discuss.
Just want to say well done, Anshika. Considering it's your first session in Use India platform, you have presented very confidently.
Honestly, it wasn't look like you. It was your first session, Niska. So well done and thank you.
Hello. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, I'm Siddiq from Bangladesh. So my question is actually, FNO system, there are a lot of bad job, okay? Behind there are a lot of bad job running in the night, okay? So for the performance, what should be the measurement for the bad job for removing job history and or some other parameter? What should be the importantly care? So what should be the important parameter to take care for the performance? Okay, and how the remove the scheduler history for the removing the logs. Okay, so that is the question.
Okay, so if I understood the question, see, question is around your badge job performance,
Yeah,
and typically badge jobs which you are, scheduling are typically on night.
yeah.
Okay, so there is any particular reason that you can't run those into weekends, or you can't run them into lunch break, something like that?
Actually, the sometimes the job was failing for the recurring. Okay, suppose in the recurring job, maybe it's configure 1 hour, but it's not completed the 1 hour. Okay, so and overlapping the job, and there are a lot
Correct.
of job is running. So actually, I'm also the new in the D365, not very much experience, but the system is going slow. And someone suggested me there are some review the base job. Okay, so just I wanted to know what need to be checked for the performance perspective for the due to the bad job. Okay, and what the running scheduler running for the bad job, removing bad job history. Okay, when running a bad job there is a history. Okay, so but we need to remove also the bad job history. Okay, so how to remove the bad job history. Okay, that is also the another question.
Yeah, so I think Rachit has given you information around how you can run the batch job history cleanup. That's again very important topic in the forum. One more question, with your permission, if may ask, do you have Windows? Do you have cloud version, or this is your
No, on
on-premises version?
premises, my version is on
On-premises.
premises.
On-premises. Okay, okay. And you're using always on SQL servers,
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
it is
Always one
always
SQL
on?
server,
Okay, they are virtual machine or physical servers?
physical server.
Physical
Okay, that
servers.
means
Okay.
actually no, not physical. It's the virtual VM. Okay, we
Okay,
have
BM.
yeah,
Okay,
but
okay.
dedicated server for this ERP. Okay.
Finance and operation. Okay, okay, makes sense. See, on the badge jobs, I think what I understood from Microsoft is, so let's suppose your badge job is running for an hour, okay, and the next badge job, which is to be scheduled and to be run after that, it is actually running, but the previous job has not been finished. That's what I understand as a problem from your end, right?
This is one of the problem. So if there any mechanism to identify, because the initially it was not actually identify it is overlapping or not. For first time it is assuming, okay, but the
Mm-hmm.
sometime it is overlapping, not the always, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So but when it is overlapping, if there is a system notification sent automatically so that I can notify the job is overlapping, okay. Is there any configuration or something like that so that I can know my specific job is overlapping?
Yes, yes. So I think there are notifications. Yeah, Rachit.
Yeah. Microsoft Fast Track team recently released batch monitoring and telemetry agent also, Siddiq. So that is something your organization can explore, because performance is, it's very generic thing, right? It can be related to multiple factors depending on the batch job, what type of queries it is hitting on the AOS, what is actually happening inside the batch job. So uh, Batch telemetry agent is a great tool which has helped a lot of companies to uncover the performance bottlenecks. I've shared the link in the chat window. Have a look there. But if you have any specific, example with details, then feel free to reach out to us. We can discuss and take it offline. If anyone
Rakesh,
wants to add any comments, yeah.
Rakesh sir has some insights. I think probably he can guide more.
Yeah, so Mohammed, I understood your problem, and
Yeah,
as you mentioned, your version is not in cloud one, right? It's on premises, correct?
yeah.
So back in days when we were doing those sort of batch jobs to be written, right? So there was a concept. I need to go back and check my repository, where in such type of scenario, you can have a overall one batch job which will check the dependency of the other batch job. Because right now the problem statement that you mentioned, that if there are three batch jobs are running, and you have to check when the first job is going to complete it, because other batch jobs are going to be run maybe parallel or maybe one after each, right? So there was a one concept defined. I need to go back and check the repository where you can have a one common batch job, I would say a parent batch job, which will try to check the execution status of the next batch job. So that way, actually, you can control and have a more access to the each and every process or whatever the solution Umesh mentioned, a notification that probably will help. And batch telemetry agent, maybe you can double check. I don't know whether it's available for on-premises. It is mainly for uh, in cloud version. Okay, so that will give you a fair bit of more idea. But give me some time. I will check my repository and maybe we can have an offline discussion on that moment.
Okay,
If
okay,
that is
okay.
good.
Yeah. Okay, okay. Thank you.
You
Thank you
can
very
reach
much.
out to me on LinkedIn. You can
Yeah.
ping me on LinkedIn. Then we can connect to our teams or
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure. Sure, I'm giving you the link too.
yeah. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sir. So, any other
problem.
question from the group?
I just wanted to add one more point here. Anita also shared one useful screenshot, which will help you to only have your error in execution history. You don't need to go through all the execution history, whether it's succeed or fail. So that will also help you to reduce a number of records in your history, and that will help you to find any issue faster.
Correct, correct. Yep.
Yeah. And last point is there is a Viva Engage group which Microsoft product team runs. If you have any specific, feedback for the Microsoft product team, you can share it there also, Siddiq. So I would encourage you to join that.
Yeah, Anshika, anything, any point you want to add here? We have not discussed with Anshika.
No, thank you for covering those parts.
Okay, perfect. Okay, we'll have 5 minutes more and then we'll wrap up the session for today. Anyone else having any doubt, any question? I think people are still joining now. Okay.
Maybe I'm just using those couple of minutes, Ramesh. And it's not a question, but uh, a topic for people if they want to explore further batch jobs. If you are creating a custom batch job, there's a concept of multi-threading. Uh,
Correct.
so that no, Siddiq, I think that may also help if you want to explore that. But if it's a custom batch that basically run a lot of jobs parallelly, it will reduce your overall execution time for a specific set of records. It's a bit of advanced topic than the standard batch jobs, but it's very useful uh, approach. Yeah.
I think Microsoft has also published like a series of 5 blogs on performance optimization of batch jobs, like how you can do batch bundling, top picking, all those type of uh, features in the batch. I'm just searching. If I find the link, I'll share it in the chat window.
Yep, that would be nice. Okay, so while we are still thinking on next questions, our next I'm excited to announce that the next session will be on the licensing part. Oh, yeah. So next session will be on the optimizing finance and operation licenses. This is by Deepak Gupta. He is a co-founder and CEO. So that will be on 25th of June 2026. So I think it will be a great session over there, and probably it might be an direct impact to your pockets where you save some money. So that is another exciting second session which is coming in, and I see a lot of people are looking forward for this particular session. So thank you. Definitely, we will host that session.
Yep, it's published on LinkedIn under our group handle. So feel free to register from there. I'll also share the link in the chat window now.
Perfect. Yeah, Sujoy has some question. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, hello everyone. Thank you for this session. I have just one query regarding that. Majority of the time, the customer is asking that, okay, is there any kind of way that we can showcase them that at the beginning of the project they need to start with the minimum batch, and is there any way to showcase the minimum module specific batches rather than the overall batches? Like I will just want to mention, let's say from the finance prospect, what are the batches are we have to go for at the initial stage, and on when in the advanced stage we can go, then we can actually tell them like, okay, we can go for in a future advanced way, you can use that one. So is there any Microsoft guideline is there for the same?
Okay. I think it while implementing, you cannot, obviously you can have set of processes. So whatever processes has been defined and which can the processes which can run on the background. Based on that,
Yeah.
we can actually give you indication that, okay, 7 or 8 batch jobs will be running. But again, this is another topic which has to be, internally discussed within the implementation team. And maybe we can do the fit gap analysis over there that, okay, these particular processes or particular, posting. So let's suppose there is a ledger posting. I mean, even
Yeah.
you say there are a lot of agents coming into the picture. So agent might do the bad job before, like your account reconciliation. Okay, so probably
Yeah.
agent will be, surprising the bad job work. Rachit, you have any insights? Deepak?
Well, it's purely depends project to project,
Correct.
Sujay. Uh, there are
Yeah.
a lot of
Sure.
standard batch, for an example, to process your workflows, cleaning up batch histories. There are some batch which will be there automatically by default. And if there is any further batch, you need to review it carefully, especially their recurrence. It shouldn't be like should not be like every 1 hour, 2 hour. So it should be carefully reviewed and scheduled accordingly.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Joy,
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
as Umesh and Deepak mentioned, my 2 cents are it depends on the scope of your project. Generally, customers have like must have, could have, should have requirements. So based on your Moscow rule, whatever batch processes which are must have to fulfill the business needs in your initial few go live months, they should be turned on. I have, in my experience, I have not seen that whether you start with small number of batch processes and then scale up. It depends on what business needs on day one when the system goes live. So it's purely a business decision, or it's driven by the business requirements. But if you have high number of batch processes, then when you go live and you fill that go live readiness checklist with the Microsoft Fast Track team, you tell them about your expected load on the system, and they will provision your underlying infrastructure accordingly. With UDE, it's gonna change in future, but for now, when we have LCS hosted production environment and we still have the go live readiness review in place, it's better to have a word with fast track architects and tell them about the expected workload of the batch processes so that the infrastructure is provisioned accordingly. Hope that answers. Yeah.
Thank you.
One point to be added in the UDE, even if it is a LCS project you have created and you want to go live now, there is a implementation project Power Platform build website on which you need to actually fill in the details, and there is a checklist which is, there is no you don't have to send email or offline forms to fast track team. It's actually on the form itself on the Power Platform pages, and then you know fill in the details, you upload the details and then submit. It will be automatically read by the team, and there is also an AI agent which will check and review whether the documents are legitimated. Do you have any follow-up question? All those things is been arranged there. Plus, when we talk about the underlying architecture, yes, the LCS driven uh, AOSs on the production tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, we have seen that. But while we have the Power Platform admin center, which is coming into the picture, UDE, what will happen is it will be dependent on your licenses and how many licenses you have. Based on that, you will get the compute power. With that compute power, you will get the AOSs. And the UAT sandbox, development sandbox, the UAT sandbox and the production will have same kind of compute value. Okay, so there will be no performance impact based on that. That's what I've been hearing from Microsoft.
Yeah, thank you. No, yeah, it makes sense. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I think we are good to give you 5 minutes back to your, for your personal time. Let's wind up the session. Any closing comments?
Thank you
Anyone
everyone
has
for
any
joining.
closing comments? Thank you once again, Anshika. You did a great job today. And thank you, Rachit sir, Deepak Agarwal, joining from different places. Anita as well as Rakesh sir. And see you in the next session on 25th.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you
you,
everyone
everyone.
for this
Thanks,
session.
team.
Thank you.
Join.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks
Thank you,
all.
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Sayonara.
Thank you.